It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we did it. We survived another Monday, rolling along here on a Tuesday. And John, well, you're starting early this week. You said we're going to tackle one of the most controversial characters we've ever seen out there.
Celebrating the 74th birthday of the Motor City Madman.
74 is a pretty good run. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And Ted Nugent, born this day in 1948 in Redford, Michigan.
There you go.
You know,
he ain't half bad for a Yankee, you know it?
You know, Ted, I'm going to tell you, I got a lot of, sometimes I don't agree with Ted. Ted's radical.
Yeah, Ted can be pretty radical.
Ted's out there, but look, Ted stands by what he says. You ain't going to change his mind,
And I don't know about you, but I can respect that about a person.
And I respect that.
As long as you're not doing any harm to somebody else, stand up for what you believe.
Now, some of Ted's radical ideas, I'm a little bit different with him on. But this is what I think about it. I'm a rock and roll purist. And Ted will never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because of his politics, because of his controversial outlook on things. And as far as I'm concerned, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should be about rock and roll talent.
The music.
The music. The ability to play music, to sing music, to produce music, to sell music, to entertain with music. It shouldn't have anything to do with somebody's politics, their background, or anything like that. It should simply be because of their ability to entertain, play music, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you and I have had this discussion many times. Look at the Baseball Hall of Fame. How many racists, how many jerks, how many Neanderthals did they put in the Baseball Hall of Fame all those years ago?
And Ted, Ted's like Pete Rose. I mean, you ain't got to like the guy. You ain't got to agree with him. But it ain't no Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without Ted Nugent in it. And it ain't no Baseball Hall of Fame without Pete Rose.
Just recognize they were one of the best there is at what they did.
I'm not saying Ted's not a good guy, but, Pete Rose might not be somebody you'd want your daughter to date.
Yeah.
But, the guy, if anybody belongs in the Baseball Hall of Fame, it's Pete Rose. And and as far as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame goes, it's an open shut case. If you ain't got Ted Nugent in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his guitar playing ability, then there ain't much to it. But it's politics. It's all about his willingness to stand up for what he believes in, to say how he feels, about things. Now, and then the thing I like about Ted is he'll listen to you.
Yeah, there you go.
Now he'll argue with you. He'll debate you. He'll negotiate with you. But the guy is not a pansy. He stands up for what he believes in. But all of that beside, if there's ever been anybody if Jimi Hendrix is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if Elvis Presley's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
as imperfect as they were,
if James Brown is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then Ted Nugent belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And every once in a while, this just my 2 cents on the deal. Every once in a while, you need a radical, extreme view from somebody,
right,
which Ted can give you,
right,
on the conservative side, on all that kind of stuff.
Because it creates debate, and it opens up avenues to argue the pros and cons of whatever you're talking about.
And the vast majority of us fall somewhere in the middle. There's some liberals out there that are completely on the other side of the spectrum from Ted Nugent, do no harm, kill nothing, all that kind of stuff. Then you've got Ted, with on his side, you can't grill it until you kill it, And
it's like the bandit said in the movie. It depends on what part of the United States you're standing in as to whether or not you've got an argument about whatever you're talking about.
There you go, absolutely.
I understand people on Times Square are not out hunting deer, and people are in downtown San Francisco are not duck hunting.
But how many old Southerners out there believe every word that Uncle Ted says because, it kind of lines up with a lot of what they're going with.
Absolutely. But, today's his birthday. I'm sure I'll call him tonight and tell him happy birthday. Ted and I's tight.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But anyway,
well, Ted and the old Duck Dudes. We used to do that on a different radio station, different radio program. They're pretty tight too.
It's like Ted said. Jimmy got high and Jimmy's dead. Ted played rock and roll and Ted's Ted.
There you go.
But happy birthday, Ted. Want to wish you a happy birthday from Remember When with Uncle John and Kelly. And keep on rocking, my friend.
All right, real quick, because we're running out of time. Favorite Ted Nugent song?
Cat Scratch Fever.
Yeah, I knew you was going to go that way. I love Snakeskin Cowboy, but I'm going to throw you a curve. How about Can You Take Me High Enough by the Damn Yankees, one of the first super groups out there.
Absolutely.
And Ted playing guitar all the way.
Yeah, okay.
All right, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John, but we couldn't do this nice little show if we didn't have our sponsors, including Sherwin-Williams House Paint. Give them a call at 836-8125 for all your painting needs, interior and exterior on your house.
And ProMed Ambulance, 1-800-634-0436. Give them a call and get signed up.
Also, let everybody know they can get their printing done down at the Shopper's Guide with J.J. Lindsay. And if your friends or family missed Remember When with Uncle John today, say, man, go find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or maybe even our Facebook page here at Radio Works, and said that, man, they were talking about Ted Nugent today.
Absolutely.
We'll see you tomorrow, John.
See you tomorrow, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.